Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to install Orca 6.1.1. So this tutorial will cover the basic installation, some system optimization, and really just checking to make sure that it works. So we'll talk about how to get it and all of those other good things. So the first step, of course, in using Orca would be getting Orca. So in order to get it, you need to navigate to the Orca website. So that's going to be orcaforum.cofo.mpg.de forward slash. It'll bring you to this web page. Google can also bring you here. And then there's going to be an option to go to downloads. You won't really be able to do very much with that though until you actually register. If you've got to log in, then of course log in. If you don't, you'll need to register now. So if you click on that, there'll be a bunch of things here. We have to agree to terms and fill out some information. Not really an awful lot, but okay. So I'm going to go to login because I've already done that. So I'm going to log in and then it'll give me this landing page for the forum. So up at the top as well, there's a quick link to download. So I'm going to go there and you can see all of the past releases of Orca going back several years. So we're going to install the most recent version, which was released last December 2025, and that's going to be Orca 6.1.1. Now, this is an installation guide for the Windows install, but of course, there are versions of Orca available for Linux and also Mac. In this case, of course, we're going to scroll down until we get to Windows, and we're going to just choose the 64-bit installer because that's kind of like the easiest way to do it. And you're going to click on that, and you'll get a page that looks like this. There's going to be a big download button here. This is not a scam. This is where you click to get the download. And so you click that and it'll take a while to download, depends on how fast your internet is. And then after that, you're going to want to navigate to that download and extract the files somewhere. So I have extracted the files already. So I'm going to go here, not that one, this one, which is where I've extracted it. So I've extracted it to a file on my C drive, which is called Orca 6. Okay. So this is, contains a bunch of cabinet files and things like that, and also includes the Orca application. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to start the installation process. Okay. So here's the installation process. It's asking me, do I want to set it up? And I do indeed want to set it up. I have to, of course, accept the terms of the license agreement or else I'll not be able to do anything. It's a pretty standard thing. So I've chosen to install Orca and so on. And so we just continue on with that. I'm just going to use a typical installation and then it'll tell me it's ready to install and then it'll install. Windows will ask me, do I want to continue? Well, I won't get very far if I don't. So I'll do that and then it'll take some time to install. And so when it's installed, we'll come back and we'll talk about it a little bit more. So while that's still installing, it might be a good opportunity just to talk about some other things. So if I go back to the downloads, I want to show you something. So down at the bottom, there'll be something called Avogadro Orca Enhanced version. Now, some of you may be familiar with Avogadro already. It's a pretty nice, well used program, especially in Windows, for just visualizing molecular structures. It hasn't been updated in quite some time, so it does struggle with more recent output files from Orca, but it can still be used to generate some of the input files. You can see here it hasn't really been modified since 2023, so it's almost 3 years since anybody's updated this. I think the last version that it really worked for was Orca 4.2.1. We're now on 6.1.1. It's still okay for making input files, but it doesn't really work well with the Orca output file format, which has been adopted so far. Okay, let's go back and have a look. So we're still copying over some of the files, not too far away now. Okay. So whenever this has fully installed, we'll talk about some of the modules which are available. We'll talk about some of the ways to run a simple calculation, and as well as that, we'll talk about some system optimizations, which can just make your life a little bit easier on the Windows platform. Okay, so we're almost done. So hopefully we'll be able to continue. So there we go. So we finished the setup wizard. Okay, if I navigate back to the Orca file, I should hopefully have the Orca system. Okay, so that's been installed. So if I just go back to my C drive, I'll be able to see here that I have the Orca 6.1.1, and inside are all of the different modules that are available in Orca, like the CASCF. We have different MPI versions, the parallelized versions. We've got local densities. We've got MDCIs. We've got different things going up and down here. The one you're probably going to call the most often is Orca. So as some of you may already know, Orca doesn't ship with a GUI, a GUI just yet. So we're going to run most of this from the command line. That's not really too bad because most of us are probably familiar with that. But if we're not on Windows, you can just right click on your start button and go up to the terminal, and that'll open a PowerShell for us. Okay. So the PowerShell, we know that we have to run Orca from here. And so in order to just do a quick run, I have already created an Orca run file on my desktop where I have a hydrogen Hartree-Fock input file just over here. Okay. So that is going to be a pretty fast calculation, but at least it will show a little bit of the input output logic that we need to use. Okay. So in order to get to be able to run that, we're going to have to change to my desktop. So CD is changing the directory. Then I'm going to change to Orca run, and then I go in there. Then if I hit dir, I can see a list of all of the files that are available there. So just the input file is present currently. Okay, so if I want to run that, like maybe you might type Orca h2.inp, and then that goes across to h2.out, just to pipe the output to a file. Otherwise, it'll just print it in the shell, which is okay, but it's not really going to be useful if I want to look at that later on. Okay, so it's going to hopefully run that. It shouldn't have run that because it's calling the wrong version of Orca. So that's from an earlier install. So I want to run and make sure that I run I'm going to do a bit of cleanup here. So you can see here it's run a bunch of different files. I'm just going to clean all that up, get rid of those, and then run it using Orca 6 to make sure that Orca 6 is working. So we're going to run Orca 6. So I got to run Orca. So go to my C drive and then get Orca 6 and then Orca. I'm going to explicitly call the one that I want, and then I'm going to run the same thing again just to make sure that the installation worked and that it does actually calculate my Hartree-Fock energy and optimize structure on my hydrogen molecule. Okay, so hit enter there, and hopefully that'll run. It should be very fast. You can see here it's generated a lot of files. A lot of those are just temporary files, which are deleted, as you can see at the end of the run, and it's already finished. Okay, so if I click over here to the different files, you've got different output files, you've got trajectory files, and so on. I'll just click on the output file, and you can see there. That's what a typical output file might look like. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this. The point of this tutorial is installation and just making sure it runs. I will talk about input-output file logic in a later video. Okay, so those are done. So that's helpful. So the next thing that I want to talk about is trying to just make your life a little bit easier when trying to do these calculations. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be able to call Orca 6 from the command line the way that whenever I wrote Orca earlier on, it just worked. Okay, so if I right click on my start menu and go to System, that'll bring that up, and then I want to go to Advanced System Settings once this starts. Okay, so let's just type in Advanced System Settings. There we go. And so what I want to do is I want to go down to environment variables, which is uh, so it actually turns out that this isn't really necessary because whenever I went through the environment variables, I was able to see that during the installation process that had already happened. So if I go to path and then new, I can see that if I want, or sorry, not new, edit, I can see that Orca 6 is already there. So we already have it automatically updated during the installation process. So it's a new thing from the installer. So that's just something even I'm learning here. So you can see that was worked and that's perfect. So we can just call that then from the command line without really much much problems. So that's effectively how to install our Orca 6. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We are going to be running some tutorial videos on optimizations, energies, looking at calculations of vibrational structure and things like that in the coming weeks. So please stay tuned for some updates on that. So I hope you've liked this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.